First released on Netflix in 2016, the Duffer Brothers horror fantasy series has since become one of the most popular shows in the world. Stranger Things tells the story of a group of teens in the 1980s who discover a portal to another dimension and the scary monsters that lurk within. Anyway, was an earlier episode edited to maintain a character's reputation? This and more in today's video. Kicking us off, fans claim Stranger Things re-edited a Jonathan and Nancy moment from season 1 to make it less creepy. Since the first season of Stranger Things came out a million years ago, a lot has changed. Most of all because it seems like the Duffer Brothers have been re-editing the show in a low-key way without anyone noticing. Before you start to worry, we're only talking about very small changes. But fans like @JoshyBassets on TikTok noticed one alleged change to the story of how Jonathan and Nancy met that stands out. This information was taken from TikTok. On their website, you might find the same information in a different format, or you might find more information. Fans of Stranger Things think that the edit in question happens in Season 1, Episode 2, The Weirdo on Maple Street, when Jonathan takes pictures of Nancy and her friends without them knowing. In the original episode, Jonathan took a very creepy picture of Nancy while she was taking off her clothes. This didn't really fit with the rest of the show, where he is shown to be a good guy with a strong moral code. But it is said that Jonathan no longer takes a creepy picture of Nancy in her bra in the episode. Instead, we only see the picture in a later scene, when Steve and his cool kid friends are confronting him in the school parking lot. TV Line also says that the Duffer Brothers told Variety in the past that they were secretly editing the show, saying, "We have things that George Lucas did that people don't know about. You do have the Blu-rays and other physical copies, so you'd have to compare. We don't have any of those physical copies, so we can't prove that the Duffer Brothers changed that Jonathan scene, and they haven't said anything about the claims yet." Next, Nancy's Stranger Things Season 5 love triangle addressed by showrunners. Matt and Ross Duffer talk about the 5th season of Stranger Things and Nancy's complicated love life. People who like Nancy and Jonathan may be in for a few surprises on a show that often says it has something for everyone and likes to pay homage to the movies of the 1980s, including their love triangles. People who watch the show have praised Steve's character growth a lot, but it's true that his former on-screen love interest hasn't seen much of the person he became. This shows that Steve grew because he wanted to, not because he was trying to win Nancy's favor back. But in Season 4, it's clear that he still cares about his ex and that they have a lot in common. What's next for Jonathan? During Season 4, Nancy shows that she is driven by her desire to move forward in her career and find closure in her personal life. On the other hand, Jonathan says he feels stuck and seems to be getting worse at times during the season. Even though he deserves a break from the stress he has been under, he and Nancy may have grown apart in the time they have been apart. No matter what happens, what the Duffer Brothers have said shows that they only want what's best for the characters. Whether Nancy ends up with her old love, gets back together with her current boyfriend, or decides to go on with her life on her own, it will be based on the character's path and not just a love triangle for the sake of a love triangle. With so many high-stakes stories still to be told in the Stranger Things universe, it may not seem like the romance between the older teens is all that important. But Season 5 is sure to be a satisfying end to Nancy's story arc for those who have liked how she balances independence and vulnerability. Moving on, Stranger Things 4 repeated Season 3's tragic ending. The sad ending of Stranger Things Season 4 for Max and Lucas is similar to the ending of Season 3, which hints at a happy turn for Max. Since Max is in a coma and her brain is dead, some people think that Vecna still has her mind as one of his trophies. Even though this makes it very dangerous to kill Vecna because it could also kill Max, it seems like Vecna would have to find a way to get Max's mind back into her body, maybe with help from Eleven through the Void. Others have said that Stephen King's The Talisman, which Lucas reads to Max while she's in a coma, gives a hint about how she'll be able to wake up in Stranger Things Season 5. The main character in the book is a 12-year-old boy whose mother is dying. He goes to another dimension to get a crystal that can save her. The characters in Stranger Things are used to going to another dimension, so it seems likely that Lucas will lead an expedition into the Upside Down to find a cure for Max in Season 5. Even if Max's mind is magically brought back to her body, it's unlikely that she'll get better. Max had already lost her sight before she died, so if she wakes up in Stranger Things Season 5, she might still be blind. If this happens, though, her friends and family, including Lucas, will be there to help her. But if Eleven can get her heart going again, Max's best friend might be able to use her powers to help her see again. If Joyce and Hopper's happy reunion at the end of Season 3 has any effect on Max and Lucas's future, it seems likely that the sad ending of Stranger Things Season 4 will be changed in the show's finale. Up next, Stranger Things theory reveals Eleven will make Season 5's villain stronger. At the end of Stranger Things Season 4, Eleven felt like she had lost. This will likely make Vecna even stronger in Season 5. Unlike previous episodes of Stranger Things, the Season 4 finale made it clear that the story wasn't over yet. In order to set up the final showdown between Eleven and Vecna in Season 5, the Season 4 finale of Stranger Things made it clear that Eleven did not beat the villain, even though she was able to control him for a short time. In Season 5 of Stranger Things, Vecna will likely use Eleven's anger, hopelessness, and depression to take away even more of her power. Eleven was able to bring Max back to life in the Season 4 finale of Stranger Things. This shows that her powers are still there and may even be stronger than ever. But this means that her loss to Vecna had more to do with how sure she was of herself than with how strong she was. When Eleven went up against the bad guy Vecna, she didn't think she could beat him. During her training, Dr. Brenner kept telling her she wasn't ready yet, which didn't help. In Stranger Things Season 5, Vecna will be able to sense this kind of negative emotion and use it against Eleven to make her think she can't beat him and shouldn't even try. This will make her feel even less powerful. It doesn't matter how strong Eleven's powers are if she can't use them. This means that Vecna's main goal won't be to beat her, which he had already failed to do twice, but to convince her that fighting is pointless. Finally, Eleven's loss secretly makes defeating Vecna easier than ever, but also makes Will invaluable in Stranger Things Season 5. Eleven's inability to deal with losing to Vecna makes her sad, which makes Vecna stronger. However, Eleven's final battle with the character will be easier than their earlier fights, because the character now knows that she only needs to beat one major villain for the whole Upside Down to fall apart. Even though Eleven might not be happy about this, another Stranger Things character who doesn't get to do much is Will the Wise, who knows a lot about Dungeons & Dragons, seems to be the only one who knows that beating Vecna is the key to destroying the Upside Down. It's easy to see why this is the case, since Will is a sensitive character and his Season 2 possession gave him a psychic link to Vecna. Not only that, but Will was the first character we saw in the Stranger Things pilot. This makes it even more fitting that he becomes a main character in Season 5. Will is the only one who seems to know that morale will literally make the difference between life and death in Season 5. He was the only one who told Mike that he was the heart of the Stranger Things gang, or tried to convince Eleven that feeling sad after her loss was a dangerous mistake. In Season 5 of Stranger Things, Eleven's lack of hope is Vecna's best weapon. The bad guy will probably use her loss to make her think she can't beat him. Will, who is the only other character with a psychic link to Vecna, will have to help her call his bluff and find her strength again. This plan would finally bring back together Eleven and Will, the two main characters from the first season of Stranger Things. Unfortunately, guys, that is all the time we had for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, cheers!